day. It's hot here today. Yesterday it was 11 Celsius, I think, was the max. You go in the house to warm up. Today you had to go in the house to cool down. That wasn't the day that I done this bed. I'll have to take you back in time to show you that. So this is the last potato bed that I'm going to do for this year. I tried twice to video me taking the weeds out of these two beds to show you how easy it is to remove the weeds. These are the first two no-dig beds I made. And basically, I failed both times. But that's what things are growing in, see? So there's nothing there for the roots to actually take a hold of. These pebbles, that's from where I put kelp in here. You see? Just falls right apart. Worms likes it. There was a worm there. So these two beds now are ready. I just didn't take me all that long, but if you remember the amount of grass and stinging nettles that was growing up in there, well, I've got it out here, see? All of that, and that, and that. Got to pick that up now. Level these beds. What I'm going to do, I'm going to level these beds out, lay the potatoes out, and put another layer of compost on top of them for this year. I've collected the stuff together to make a frame for this bed. I was a few days ago, I was tired and I had other things to do, and I was thinking, just do it the same way I done this bed back here and just throw cardboard on it and do a frame and compost, right? And I said, no, I won't like it, and next year I'll be complaining about this bed as well as the other ones. So I'm going to cut up the sod and we'll go from there. I'll practice what I preach, and as I said in Shed Wars, if you can do one bed a year, then you do one bed a year. And as you learn how to do it, it's no good to do things the way that you know you're going to hate yourself for afterwards. So now I want to come 2 feet out from that bed there. So I'm going to line it up with the edge of this bed because I'm not going to use that one. And come 2 feet out. So that'd be that corner. This board here is 10 feet long, so let's just move it up. And now there's going to be a board right here, but that's the space I've got between those two beds here. I didn't do that bed quite right. However, I measure off there. Two feet. Now that's going to be the outside. I've got two sides that are 1 3/4, let's say 2 inches. And I want 36 inches in between the two sides. So that'll give me 40 inches. Which will be right there. And I go down on this end and do the same. That's my 4 corners. Got a nice straight board here. I'll cut along by that board. And then move the board out to the other side. And cut along beside it there. I can see right now I don't have it perfectly square, but that's okay. I need to come down a couple inches past the stake because, like I said, there's a board going to be going across that way. I got to turn back on to you now, or move the camera, one of it. The main thing is that I got the piece of sod cut up where I want the bed to go. If it's a little bigger, it doesn't matter. You see? Now tip that back out of there and go along with our narrow strips so that we're sure we got the sod completely detached from the soil beneath. Then I'll go down the center, cut these in half so they're not as hard to take out. This is one of those places, well, that edging speed is kind of a necessity when you're cutting sod as well. But if you need to pull on anything heavy, you can drive this thing into it and then just put your weight behind it and pull. I'm surprised I got that far in one go. But see, the soil's nice. And so why cover that up? I could put compost there now and the worms can come up right away. The water can drain down easily. If I put cardboard there, then it doesn't drain as easily right away. And you basically have a soaked compost every time it rains or you irrigate. So I'm going to take a break now, but when I come back I'll rake this flat and put the frame in and do the rest. Now I'll rake this out flat. I'll lay the edging boards out. Now this time I have some corner post just to put these together. I feel I have to pre-drill it. Going to be that way. Bring that one up. Now to pull the frame back in place. A little bit of stuff's got to come out right here. Now, as I said, last year I just took the bedding from the large side of the hens pen and put in this bed here, and the potatoes done just fine. So that's what I'm going to do with this right here. This is the first load. And the second load. Lay out the potatoes. And they're getting all shriveled up. That's 10 rows. I'm going to lay out the other beds too before I cover them up. Another rain shower's gone through. My left shoulder's starting to give out, but that's okay. I'll cover these now. And of course, with the potatoes there, I can't just pour it on and lay them out, because then I'd be moving the potatoes all over it. Oh, gonna have to change the position of the wheelbarrow so I can get some force on it without using my left shoulder to do so. I basically need to just cover them up by a couple of inches. When they come up, then I'll be mulching them, eh? Of course, the other thing I had to do is make sure I had all the lumps broken up to do this. Now to go get another wheelbarrow load. Now shake it a little bit more out in the low parts to level everything out. And that'll be enough. Like I said, we found out last year that potatoes grows well in that, so it'll do well in that this year, and I have other use for that rough compost and whatever I can sift out of that compost bin over there. So there we are. I had this bed already planted out with red potatoes. Now that's the bed we just made. That's planted out. Then there's these two over here. So I got to cover up the potatoes in this bed, and I ran out of the bedding from the large side of the hen house, and so I had to take some out of the small side, and they spend most of their time over on the small side, so this is going to be something to make note of now. This will have fresher manure and an higher ratio of manure to sawdust. So I don't know if we'll notice a difference in the plant growth, and will I get all top in this bed and no tubers, or will they just grow perfect? That's something that we'll have to take note of between these two beds.